A song isn't supposed to haunt you like this, but here we are, still talking about a track that made heartbreak sound strangely glorious. The hook hits, the story unfolds, and suddenly you're not just listening, you're remembering. That's the power buried in the script's catalog, and if you think it's all malarkey, wait until you hear the details. Let's start with The Man Who Can't Be Moved. It wasn't just a song, it was a stunt, a story, and a dare rolled into one. A man waiting on the corner for love to return. Ridiculous, right? But the script turned absurdity into something cinematic. Danny O'Donoghue's voice, raw and pleading, landed like a punch to the chest. The production? Stripped to the essentials. Guitars like lamplight on rainy pavement. Percussion that felt like a heartbeat refusing to quit. No malarkey here. This ballad stuck because it made the irrational feel rational. Now shift to Breakeven. This is where irony became their weapon. What am I supposed to say when I'm all choked up and you're okay? It's heartbreak dressed as poetry, the misery of uneven endings captured in lines sharp enough to scar. The band found a way to bottle imbalance, Danny's voice trembling on the verses, soaring on the choruses, while Mark Sheehan's guitar lines undercut with tension. Fans weren't just singing along, they were confessing their own messes loud and unashamed. That's the brilliance, a sad song that felt like solidarity. Then there's Hall of Fame. Suddenly, the quiet storytellers turned into motivational architects. With will.i.am on board, the song hit like a lightning bolt across pop and sports culture. It wasn't a ballad, it was a call to arms. Percussion stomped forward, vocals charged upward, and lyrics demanded you see yourself in the winner's circle. Played at graduations, games, even protests, it became bigger than the band. This wasn't just music, it was mantra, proof that pop could lift you high enough to believe your own hype. But here's the twist, the script weren't supposed to be this. They were songwriters behind the curtain, penning hits for Britney Spears and other pop acts. Then they stepped into the spotlight and, willy-nilly, some might argue, claimed an identity of their own. They blurred the lines between pub songs, stadium chants, and bedroom confessions. They weren't afraid to look foolish, to sound desperate, to risk a little emotional chaos. That duality explains the staying power. One moment they're tugging at heartstrings with quiet melancholy, the next, they're electrifying arenas with anthems. They weren't built for one lane, they were engineers of contrast. And through all of it, they proved that sincerity, even when messy, always lands harder than perfection. The Man Who Can't Be Moved, Breakeven, Hall of Fame. Together, these tracks map out a journey from vulnerability to defiance to triumph. And maybe that's why we still care. Because the script didn't just write songs, they built emotional blueprints we all recognize, even if we pretend otherwise.